Like, Senna pairs with so many champions in the bot lane, especially since double support itemization is so strong right now. Nope, they're locking in Corki. Only Raz is excited.
I love
Everyone
Corki.
boo Raz.
I love Corki. The fact that we already seen a little bit of diversity in the build, we've seen the Triforce. Personally, at that game, that last game, I wasn't a big fan because there's so much range of the opposite team. So I think you wanted to kind of invest a little bit more poke. That being said, it is a nice pick. And honestly, Palafox has been great on Corki in the past when it was in meta. So it's nice to see him on the pick again.
Yeah, and I think the Lucian and Rumble lock-ins make a lot of sense. Lucian's been pretty high prio, and Rumble with the Udyr already gone is going to be a lot stronger since Udyr is going to be the biggest counter pick. And we are getting the Senna now. I am excited to see what they pair with it, and it's the top Kench.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Yep.
And I think Dignitas has to be expecting it too, because if you're giving them the opportunity to go Senna, and in the past, honestly, their biggest pairing had been Senna, Tahm, Kench. You have to be ready in some case. So Milio being the response, I think they're just going to go for an Enchanter and try and play front to back with Rumble. Makes sense to me. I don't like it. But as much as it makes sense, not a big fan. So it's going to be a gambit they're willing to take.
Yeah, and I mean, we're probably going to see double support itemization out of this Lucian Milio as well, locked in for Dig. And it is interesting to see, again, Tomo and Isles going for this pushing bot. I am told by production that ban 4 actually is a missed ban.
Yes.
Oh.
There's no champion in there.
Dignitas had missed the ban, so unfortunately it just seems maybe a little bit lost prep or something like that. Didn't get responses that they needed, and so they lose that.
Okay, well, since the Cassante didn't get banned, that's probably what I'm expecting for Dhokla to pick on the top lane on the 4 or 5. But first, we're gonna have to see probably the jungle pick coming through for Dignitas here. Oh, and they actually have a really high prio on Azir, so.
I think it makes sense if you know you're going up against a pretty sturdy front line already. Jayce being picked here, so that was my question, was what Dhokla is going to pick is going to be. Because oftentimes when you see Senna, Tahm, Kench, the last thing you want is lacking damage. So like a tanky top side a lot of the times is a bit risky. In this game, they already have a Corki, so now they have a pretty heavy poke with Corki Jayce.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Contractz wants here in the jungle. I mean, Xin Zhao is still up. There's actually a fair amount of junglers still available. He's locking in the Rell.
Ooh. And
now Dignitas saved their jungle pick for 5. It could be a Rumble flex, but I don't think I'm expecting that. I'm probably expecting something more like a Viego Xin Zhao.
Yeah. I would say probably the Xin. I think eXyu, especially with this comp, especially with this bot lane, you'd kind of want to get involved a little early.
I wonder, I think a front line, I was thinking Zach, something that can get, okay, so it is a Xin Zhao, as you had mentioned, just because you need some level of sticking power if you are going for any of these carries, and Tahm Kench whisks them away. But I'm interested to see how Dignitas is willing to do. Any thoughts so far now on the completed drafts?
Yeah, I want to ask Eric about the Jayce top specifically into the Rumble, because I'm really curious on your thoughts on this matchup.
Jayce into Rumble, it's kind of a weird lane. It's really volatile, and whichever person gets ahead is going to be able to just like solo kill the other person really easily. I mean, obviously it's pro play and not solo queue, so there probably won't be as much solo kills, but like once one person gets ahead, they can kind of just snowball the whole game. Jayce does outscale in the side lane usually if nothing happens, and Rumble has kind of an early advantage, like especially around level 6, he's going to be a lot stronger in the fights. So it's a fairly even lane, and I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Which draft do you favor, quickly?
I don't know about Senna Tahm into Lucian Milio. That sounds like it's going to be really hard, but if that's a good matchup, then I would favor the NRG draft.
All right, sounds good. Let's send it over to the randoms in the caster desk.
Raz, I hope you know how greatly and voraciously you were booed when you said you like Corki, and you deserved it. Anyway.
I like to think that he was just referring to us as the Emily Rand fans, the randoms.
Oh.
Not like in a derogatory, you're random. Yeah.
Okay, Raz, I guess I take
But
it
of
back.
course, he was definitely insulting us.
Right, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's time for our last game of the day, last game of the weekend here for week 1 of spring 2024 in the LCS. Dignitas with a win here over NRG would start with a 2-0. Week 1, absolutely awesome compared to where a lot of people predicted them to be. But NRG, starting off 0-1, they had Cloud9, toughest possible opponent in their first game. They'd love to bounce back here.
I mean, it would be so big for Dignitas if they could start 2-0 and get one of the wins over NRG, who won last year, who went to Worlds, who had such a good performance. It has definitely been a lot said and around the rumor mill, though, that NRG took the longest break of any team, and they're expecting to come into this year a little bit cold because there's so many changes on the patches, and they took really long breaks after Worlds because they didn't want to get burnt out. So might be some slow startings for them. Yeah, of course, integrating Huhi back into the lineup, you would think would be super easy because he's played with FBI for so long. In fact, over 1,000 days, 1,235 days. But he's also a very strong shot caller, and the NRG team that went to Worlds really bonded and worked out their own way of shot calling already. And so now bringing in another big voice might take a little time as well.
Yeah, these guys have played 3/4 of their
84
careers together. That's pretty impressive. Also, I've been informed Twitch chat voted to watch the Corki versus Azir lane. Hell no, we're not doing that. Like,
Oh, you're overrule?
yeah, I'm overruling this. I'm banging the gavel.
Captain Flowers veto?
Absolutely not.
You get
no.
You get one veto per weekend. How about that?
Yep, throw me in jail for the day instead. I'd rather go to jail. Anyway, we're going to be all over the map watching everything.
I don't think you actually have the power you think you have because we're currently watching it.
Well, we're going to try to go somewhere else, hopefully soon, and see what is going on across the rest of the Rift. But no, you said NRG took a long break. It might take them a little longer to get back in the groove of things. I totally understand that. They were the only Western team to make it into the quarterfinals past the group stage.
Yeah.
We all remember what happened to those other Western teams there were a lot of expectations for, so you need a little break sometimes.
Yeah, definitely do. Don't want to get too burnt out. Speaking of getting burnt, though.
Yeah.
Rich is trying to cook up Dhokla on the top side. I like what Licorice was talking about, how the possibility of solo kills is very high for the top lane there. eXyu's mid though.
Yeah, just forcing the Valkyrie out of Palafox. Taxing his mana and health both a little bit. Remember, Valkyrie is the spell that has the highest mana cost, I believe, of all of those basic ones. Dhokla with an immediate flash away to respond to Rich's double summoner spell usage up here. Dhokla down to 45 HP. eXyu is around, but Dhokla should be able to get out of here in time, I would think. No, maybe not.
Oh, it's a gank for gank! Double gank!
Contractz is coming in. NRG think they're the ones who's going to have this, but eXyu immediately jumping in for the first blood. Now, Rich doesn't really have a way out, I wouldn't think. Rell doesn't do a ton of damage, but she ought to do enough to kill Rumble at 3 HP. Contractz will make it a 1-for-1.
And in the end, everything is as it should be. Junglers have feasted on the top laners.
The top laners are the food?
Yep. Jungler supremacy. They both get kills, both top laners
All
in
right,
the ground.
man. Both junglers are on the board here nice and early as eXyu's coming in to reinforce Dove. Wind becomes lightning, but it doesn't strike Corki. Palafox just barely getting out of the way of that one, but Dove is almost entirely out of mana, so he's not going to have a whole lot more pressure here in this lane until he recalls.
You would think that Corki would attract lightning as well, being a flying metal.
Flying metal thing,
plane,
yeah.
But, gonna be able to dodge this one. Honestly, though, the kills going to the junglers is definitely more beneficial for the Xin Zhao for sure, because you can do a lot more with it. That money means you're going to get a Titanic Hydra that much quicker.
Yep.
Whereas the Rell, you're going to get more tanky that much quicker. You're still going to be able to do your engages no matter what. But Xin getting to the Titanic is one of the most satisfying power spikes in the game for any single champion because of the auto attack reset that was added back onto it. And allowing for you to get, of course, those quicker knockups with your Q.
I mean, I feel like that's going to be a pretty standard story anytime you have a champion that was designed as a fighter jungler versus a champion that was designed literally as a support. Rell is made to function on no money, negative money, absolutely zero. She's always going to have that utility, whereas if eXyu can keep this pace up, Xin Zhao can take over the game. Already has the Tunneler there as the first purchase. That's the first item I learned the name from, because when I was looking through fighter items, everything used it as an ingredient.
And this thing makes sense, too. You look at that, you're like, oh, yeah, for sure. That is a Tunneler. That's a drill. That one we're definitely on board with. Some of the other ones take a little bit of creative interpretation.
Yeah,
Contractz is back up to the top side, though. And we'll see about gank number 2 for the top lane here. Yes, my favorite type of gank, the elusive lane gank. All you have to do, slip on into these side brush. Top laners always go for these trades.
Here he goes. Rich ready to start off the fight, but he was not ready for the Contractz. Dhokla picks it up, and NRG gets a 1-kill lead.
Love me some lane ganks, Flowers.
They're
I'm
good
telling
times.
you, with the change of top lane, especially now, top laners think they're so safe up there. Slip right in. Nice little repeat there from Contractz. And Contractz, even though they lost yesterday, also had quite a good game.
Yeah.
You know, Double Lift was very complimentary of him during the cast yesterday as well. And he's kind of off to the races here once again. He's definitely one that really likes to get a lot of use out of his Hex Flash button as well when he plays it on either Poppy or on Rell. So we'll see if he's able to keep up the speed of those ganks. Does he have Smite? I want to see. Take this experience thing down.
Yeah, okay, Contractz does have the smite. eXyu used the smite on the first grub, but since Dove is the first to rotate over and Rich is also coming down while Dhokla is currently resetting and Palafox is low on mana, Dignitas should be able to control this pit for the duration of all 3 grubs. eXyu working on that second one, should bring that one down with just the damage over time from the pet here in a second. There it is, brings it down to 1.
Yeah. The pet can't execute the epic minions.
That's right,
But
yeah.
you do want to use your AoE, no matter what champ you are, on these grubs to facilitate quicker access. eXyu, though, he's got the trump card. Even if you have Smite, the best summoner spell for junglers is always solo lane pressure.
Yeah, buddy.
Plays them both. And now we return to the top lane. What a fun top lane we're having, Flyers.
Yeah, I'm sure all the top laners love all the jungle pressure
I'm
up
sure
here.
they just love it.
Well, Dhokla's gonna face check eXyu here. Ends up getting hit by 3 talons. Into the wind becomes lightning, but with Palafox ready to reinforce, it could be eXyu who's in all the trouble. Flashes out, back over the wall, but it will not matter. Palafox is ready to flash follow, and NRG's got a 3-1 lead.
The midfield genius. He sees all the junglers going up topside, so he decides, I too will go gank topside. Nice little move there from Palafox. Add some spice into a Corki Azir matchup where he was significantly down in CS here.
Yeah.
So getting that kill money, very, very necessary for the Corki to keep on up. Plus he was able to rush it into the Hex Drinker, as I thought there was going to be some more exciting combat, but it's going to be very unexciting combat.
That is one of the unfortunate parts about playing Rell. You can land such sick engages, but if you don't have anybody else near you, even if you catch somebody out, it's not going to go great. Speaking of getting called out, Rich with the equalizer over the wall, calls it down, burns him up. Dignitas get their second kill.
Hell yeah, this is my kind of game. Top lane is just the gladiator arena up here. Constant fighting, constant kills. A lot of them have been assisted in this game with all the ganks and stuff, and as well with the mid lane roam. But coming into this game, already Rich had 1 solo kill to his name. Never mind, no Contractz.
Contractz ready to immediately Q flash, looking to lock down Isles. He crashes down back over the wall, anticipating a flash away, but Isles holds his, flashes a different direction, and manages to escape.
Yes. A little bit antsy on the prediction there, but Isles going to be able to walk that one out. Contractz still going to be able to get the objective, no problem. And it would have looked super sick if he did flash that way.
Yeah.
Then hit him with a crash down.
The modern day Mad Life.
Genius. The jungle Mad Life.
All right, Tomo, nice sidestep there, getting away from the center route. Meanwhile, back up in the top side, Dhokla with a snappy trade against an overheated Rich, as eXyu and Tomo just making sure they can hold on here. Nobody gets dove. Contractz still working on the Drake. Rell's a little slow with these, but Huhi and FBI are ready to zone away the enemy jungler, make sure that Contractz can get this without having to flip it. Tomo and Isles now coming over as well, but the Drake is already secured. Nicely done from NRG there.
Yeah. Rell, a lot of the clear speed, depends on cooldown reduction because you're so much invested in your Q for your jungle monster damage, but burning it down there slowly with the Bommy's Cinder is no problem as well, and able to just jump out the back with the supports of the bottom lane kind of hedging their bets and giving them a little space. So rounding out the objectives here, some possible dragon stacking already occurring. We've had so much action top lane, Flowers, that it's really just been some trades of summoner spells on bottom side, but been largely quiet.
Yeah, you can see the farm between the 2 farming champions pretty much dead even, as now a TP is coming up. We're going top lane again, but Dhokla puts Rich in the ground before Dove can even get there. Dove ready to jump in, make sure it ends up getting traded even, but once again, all eyes on top.
I love it. Even the mid laners, Palafox went up there, he got a kill. Dove is like, wait a second, I need to go do that too. Teleports up there, gets one himself. Dhokla finished off his tower dive first though, and since you teleported to the top side there with the Azir, of course you're gonna get the answer in the turret plate. bottom side, got to step up your game here with the action. Here it is. Dhokla is looking for the turret plate, and then as the ultimate went super long there for Rumble, Dhokla said, well, if your ultimate is down, I'll go for the tower dive, and Dub sweeps in to get the assisted one.
Yep, just gotta take a sip of water, gotta get that one, gotta move past that one, go to the next one, because there's still gonna be more violence up here on the top side. eXyu making another visit. And nope, Void Grub's now the target for NRG. Remember that it was Dignitas who got the first 3. NRG now grabbing 2 of their own, so there will not be any little grubbies spawning for either side. And it looks like it's a 3-3 even split on those.
The classic grub block. The denial
Grub
play.
blocking, one of the most important new mechanics, as Rich is going to find himself in the middle of a 3v1. It's not a great place to be. FBI is getting paid. NRG up over 1,000 gold now.
With the rotation of the supports coming up here, definitely going to be some big advantages for NRG off of the first kill, more turret plate money with a newly acquired Hunger of the Void buff from the Grubs.
Oh man, you have been doing it. You even have the debuff name for the turrets. That's impressive.
Honestly, though, really good here for the mid lane as well, as they were able to kind of stabilize it here for Palafox. He invested early into that Hex Drinker, as we mentioned, so he's got protection from the all-in, from the Azir, looking for the shuffle plays, as well as usually you see the Rumble roaming down to mid lane to try and combine with some sort of mid lane plays and will protect you against that damage. But top lane has just been a brawl, and they've stayed there.
It's not done yet either. Dhokla was just waiting in the brush, and now Rich has to try to get away, but he does! The shock blast just goes a little wide, and Rich escapes, but he's going right back to base.
And they'll come right back with more power to the top lane. I just love also that we got a preview where Licorice on the analyst desk, as soon as it was picked and he's talking about the matchup, he was like, well, whoever gets ahead in this could be really snowbally and start to get their own solo kills. And we've seen both teams try and invest pretty heavily into the matchup because of the nature of it being so volatile here. Dhokla had gotten one previously, and this one, nice little move there with the extra movement speed.
I also like how Dhokla just waited in the very, very far back tip of that brush to make sure that the usual approach of stepping just into the forward part with the sweeper to check and see if anybody's there wouldn't see him. So Rich just walked slightly further forward that allowed Dhokla to close the gap.
Yeah, I always like seeing good Nimbus Cloak usage as well too. We see it a lot from supports that will have it, and they'll throw down an ignite for the extra move speed, but good moves here for Rich as well. Be able to do it even without the counter kill possibility coming through. Good defense there as Dragon on the clock coming down. Maybe then we'll get some more action towards the other side of the map, because we also have Blood Song completed already here for FBI. So not only did FBI get the kill previously, but Blood Song completed just adds so much damage. The Sheen proc on this thing is huge, but the exposed damage is massive as well. And it looks like instead of the Dragon, they're not going to wait for that one to spawn. Shelly got here first, so that's where everybody's going.
That's what we're doing. NRG brings more bodies to the party, and it means that eXyu and Rich are not ready to contest this one. FBI going to regroup with Huhi back in mid as the Herald is secured by Contractz and Dhokla.
And because they did go answer anyway, and they just get bullied off.
Whoa! Palafox, speaking of bullying, he just goes in, destroys Tomo 1v1.
He definitely just completed an item. There's definitely like completed Trinity Force on that. There we go. Yeah, I was like, that is definitely some Trinity Force damage.
Well, FBI is about to eat some Titanic Hydra damage, but eXyu gets locked down. Crescent Sweep going to protect him for the moment. Magnet Storm hits all 3. NRG buy themselves enough time for Palafox to show up. There's the Abyssal Dive as they continue forward. Dub will be the first to die, but they ain't done yet. Rich ready to back up his teammates and see if he can cook anybody down, but it's eXyu who's in danger. Dhokla goes to the skies, and eXyu goes to the dirt. Another big play coming out for NRG. They don't lose anybody, and they pick up 2 more.
The snowball from top lane rolled all the way through mid here. NRG are really going to push this one ahead. They got the Rift Trail. They're going to get the Dragon. They have the extra gold from the team fight. I just love the move, too, from Palafox. As soon as you get Trinity Force, go initially just try and force your fight on someone who is a squishy target, jump on them, they won't expect the burst damage, annihilated there, hit the final rocket, got the kill, started the extra chase here as well. The rest of the team, as soon as they got the pick on bottom side, they immediately rotate everybody towards mid, teleporting Dhokla in. Here it is, package, ready to be delivered. Guess what, Tomo? Surprise! Even if the package does not hit, he's got the damage. Q, rocket, plenty of damage to finish it off. And then, as you know, they transferred that into mid lane, got the extra kills, and then got the objective afterwards.
That's what Huhi was talking about.
Because you guys kind of cursed him yesterday. You pulled this up preemptively before he made a good play.
Oh,
So-
FBI now in some trouble as Rich flashes forward. He's mad about everybody being top, and now he's in the enemy jungle.
All right, flash back in, get one back. But unfortunately for Dignitas, the neutral objectives were taken, so they're going to try and use this kill and this pressure to force some damage on tower. But with the teleport from Palafox and Huhi already there, the defense does hold strong here for energy. So while Dignitas also make a good investment there, and Rich uses his flash, they get a kill, they aren't able to transition that kill into anything with the map advantage. No objective picked up, just a couple of little autos, some chip damage onto the tower, and now it's Energy's move up towards the top side again.
Contractz will lead the charge. Magnet Storm to guarantee the Shattering Strike. Double use the ulti, but there's just no way out of a situation like that. They get the pick, they get the turret, and it looks like Dig wants to see if they can try to defend the tier 2. Energy still happy to just poke at these guys. Shock blasts, rockets, all sorts of firepower heading towards Dignitas, and they'll continue retreating back behind the tier 2.
I love it. The ganks top lane are agnostic of who's up there. Doesn't matter. Is Rich up there? Top laner's up there? Don't care. If the mid laner's up there, fine. We'll gank him too.
Get whoever's there.
It's top lane. They get the kill. They get the tower. Energy, every single time they make one of these kills, they get another objective. This time they're getting two outer towers after that kill on top side.
I mean, we're what, 18 minutes into the game? It's a 5,000 gold lead with 2 Drakes, even grub status for Energy. This is a great spot to be in.
Yeah, definitely very good job snowballing here. Energy, Dhokla should be able to pick up bottom side. Even though there are some rotations coming now with Milio and Rumble heading down towards bottom side, I believe that bottom tower was so low. Dhokla should be able to finish off anyway. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so they get all outers now, Flowers. Dignitas really exposed here because Energy have all the defenses still in place on their side of the map.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Rich is not having a good time here in bot lane. Dhokla just jumping in. I think Licorice might have been onto something here.
He did call it. Once you get ahead, start with the solo kills.
Well, now, with Rich out of the way, plenty of opportunity to pressure mid lane there with the Herald. Isles walking in the wrong place at the wrong time, and now he's stuck in the wrong belly. Tahm Kench gobbles him up. Energy strikes him down, and now the Herald will be driven into the wall.
The Herald was shuffling. That was kind of...
okay.
That was kind of sick, even though he lost health.
That was definitely not what I expected to have happen. Dhokla goes in after Tomo, but as the turret falls, he can pick up the last little bit of damage that he needs. Dignitas is absolutely crumbling under the pressure from Energy. 8,000 gold lead, 19.5 minutes in. Mid lane inhibitor destroyed before Baron spawns.
I love it when non-junglers jump in the Rift Herald. All right, never mind.
Here we go again.
Another kill.
Dove in trouble. Contractz and Dhokla should be able to take him down, Sundisk or not. Dhokla eating a lot of damage though. Dove beautifully outplayed in the 1v2.
When the birds strike back, Flowers. Azir takes him down. It counts as a tower dive, even if you put the tower on your side of the map.
Okay,
It's still
hey, I
dangerous.
believe that. I believe that. He outplayed it. He got it done. Well done for Dove. They need anything they can get right now. Everything is stacked up against them.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So let's see what they can carve out here for comeback possibilities on the side of Dignitas.
I feel like you would have to hope that they YOLO a Goofy Baron or something. You can go in there with an equalizer, right?
Draw it up. Some
Yeah.
Baron comeback play. That's definitely a high percentage for Energy. With the advantage that they have, pushing down mid with inhibitor already taken. Honestly, they should just pick up Dragon first before they try anything extra dangerous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try and play on too many lanes either if I was Energy.
You're really on this, don't spread across too many lanes
Don't spread,
today, huh?
Don't spread. Yeah. Stay, focus. Concentrate.
Right.
Concentrate
Zero
your
in.
advantage.
It's about quality, not quantity of lanes.
Exactly. Well, unless you're talking about top lane, and then it's
Right. Well, hey, top lane has been pretty high quality this game.
Yep, exactly.
Depends on how you would define quality, I suppose. As the Rift Scuttler will be picked up first by NRG, and then they will transfer their attention over to the Drake. This is third Drake of the game. It will be third Drake going their way, unless something crazy happens for Dig. So Soul Point on an infernal map means a lot of extra damage if the game even goes that long to grab the Soul here 5 minutes from now.
Yeah.
It's a pretty slow take with Senna and Rell. You don't have any massive neutral objective damage sources like if the Corki was here. But okay. Dignitas now, they know their backs are truly up against the wall in every possible way. I'm wondering how they're going to be able to try to stop this Baron attempt from NRG, because you can see NRG's moving up into the jungle. They want to try to stop it, but Contractz now has to be saved by the Devour from Huhi. But what about the counterattack? Magnet Storm's going to get used as Dove comes around from behind, and he's found FBI. The damage comes through, and Dove gets it done. Shurima Shuffle comes out, and Contractz is under pressure. Dignitas has just found their angle! The Baron throw favors Dig! The Quadra even started! A Quadra for the Azir! Palafox, the only man standing, and he's teleporting to end the game! Dig want to go after the Baron, but Palafox wants to go after the Nexus. Rich will head back to the base to stop him. He'll hold the line for now.
The most dangerous Dove I've ever seen, Flowers! It started with the kill on the big Dokes. He got the first one, he got that confidence on their side of the map with the tower, and then the big Quadra kill. Huge flank from Dove. Massive stuff. And it did start with NRG poking their way into the jungle with out a lot of vision, and you're going over those key wards. Really nice little show there from the observers, showing a lot of these wards. You see the one in lane behind them right now on the minimap. That teleport being channeled is the key. Dove with the flank behind FBI, gets the Senna, even with the flash coming through. He starts it there, and the NRG squad that had been invading the red buff, they just get surprised by the lane ward here from Dignitas. That's why you always got to keep your eyes open for that one moment, the window to pop up for your possibility for a comeback play. Dove jumps on it, and they're able to get the Baron out of it. Now Dignitas, they're going to come swinging right back, and NRG haven't gotten their soul yet either, so.
Okay, Contractz goes in. Magnet Storm on a 3 with a crash down. Dignitas has to try to survive at the moment. Everybody stays alive, but Dove is low. NRG wanted to try to just snap and end it there, but Dig responding in time. And you were talking about it, Kobe. Dignitas was ready for what NRG was doing. They knew, okay, the Drake is off the map. It's all about Baron. They're gonna want vision, and they sprung the trap. It was the only way for them to try to come back into this game, but now they gotta find something more. They're still down 4,000 gold. The Drake is spawning in 2.5 minutes. It will be soul for their opponents if NRG get it. They've got Baron for another 90 seconds. But the waves are still being cleared out mid. Dignitas has only taken 2 turrets to the 7 collected by NRG. That mid lane tier 1, the bottom lane tier 1, both still standing on the NRG side.
Yep, Dignitas, they're going to come back here with the next wave. See how hard they push on it. They've got 5 people clearing it really quickly. Corki's trying to fire rockets from the side, but they aren't going to be able to deal with this minion wave. So another burst of gold here for Dignitas, grabbing one of those outers you mentioned.
Nicely done. The gold lead that was 8,000 now cut down to below half of that value. Baron still available for another 45 seconds. Dignitas is going to take the opportunity to go for a reset. They know that with Drake spawning in 90, they need to get there early. They need to set up for the vision and be ready to fight. Because if NRG get the jump on you, we've seen what Contractz can do with the engages. They cannot afford that. Dignitas have to play around Dove. If this man can spread his wings, they might still have a shot.
And pretty interesting too, with the Azir, he's gone for the crit bloom. Instead of going for the extra magic penetration of the Void Staff, which would really be most useful for like against Rell, who has the most magic resistance, he's opting for more of the utility with the giant heal explosion for his team. in hopes that that is going to be enough, kind of transferring some of the lead from him and helping heal up the rest of the squad to keep the rest of the team alive, while he's going to do plenty of damage to everybody else besides Rell anyway, and forgoes the extra little bit of magic penetration in favor of the heal and ability haste on the Crypt Bloom. Plus Faker bought it, so.
My guess is you're thinking, hey, Xin Zhao and Rumble are always going to be just thrown into the melee. They need to be in the soup to make something happen. Lucian's a shorter range AD carry as well, so there could be a lot of value there. I'm down with it. I'm willing to let him cook.
It's funny because Blabber was playing Brand jungle on stream, and I asked him, oh, why'd you go for the Crypt Bloom? You know, the ability haste seems pretty sick here, right? And he was like, Faker bought it, so.
Faker bought it, all right. Contractz getting caught over here in the mid lane, while NRG sends a two-man squad up top side to push the tier 2. Dove's the one assigned to stop him, but now he's in some danger. He has to dash away with the soldiers, which means the tier 3 turret is going to be broken. Dignitas still with all their other players down in mid lane, down to the bot side river. Dig, all of your inhibitors are exposed. Dhokla and Palafox will kill all this stuff. You have got to find some sort of a response here. First inhibitor already down, second inhibitor already down. Dove is healed up, the third will not fall. Now NRG regrouping in the top side jungle of Dignitas. That play went great for NRG. Dig just ended up getting rope-a-doped.
Yeah, they didn't even have to give up the dragon yet. I mean, Dignitas are kind of stun-locked there. They lost both inhibs, didn't even get the dragon quite yet. They have full vision over it, and they'll go grab it now, but NRG jump on the opportunity here. They know, yeah, it'd be nice for us to get Dragon Soul, but it's not worth very much to Dignitas if they get it. And getting 2 inhibitors down when the third one is also already exposed just amounts to so much lane pressure with these super minions coming down.
They've just let Dignitas overextend themselves, let Dig work too hard for this Drake, and the punish up in the top side. If Dove would have dropped there, the whole game collapses. So at least for Dig's side, they managed to not lose him. But both those inhibitors down, it's like you say, man, if NRG just decides they want to death ball down bottom lane and knock out that third one, double super minions everywhere is a problem.
All right, Dignitas though, their plan is to huddle inside and kind of play defense here. Problem is, Baron's only 37 seconds away now, so you want to get some vision in your red quadrant of your jungle leading up to it so that you can try and stall this NRG team. It's kind of annoying because NRG have the dual poke with Jayce and Corki rockets coming through.
Yep.
But that's what you got to do. That's what you got to play into.
All right, Dignitas, let's see if you can pull it off. Last time, it was NRG trying to get vision around the Baron that Dignitas successfully punished. You would have to think they learned their lesson. They're going to be cautious of that. Dig still needing to defend these super minion lanes as well. Dove and Rich both were the bottom side trying to get that pushed out. They're going to regroup back in mid with the rest of the team now. Keep your eyes on Contractz for the big engage from NRG.
That poke makes your life flash before your eyes. Tomo, that was half his HP from one shock blast from Dhokla, and that's going to be a Baron. That's all it takes.
It's so strong. The Corki and the Jayce put together, the range, the power, the damage split between the two types. Palafox also just now picking up the package, so he's ready to go. Everybody on NRG has so much HP. Senna just makes it so nobody's going to take any damage from this Baron. They don't even really need the recall unless they really, really want to. It's immediately into the push. They can use the package pressure, apply it into the bottom lane, force on the last remaining inhibitor, and this is NRG's big moment right here, I would have to think. This is where they go for the game ender.
That is kind of far.
Scare them out.
All right. They're going to walk up, try and get some turrets replaced here with Azir, rebuilding them.
That seems like a cheap Kmart knockoff. I don't think that thing's going to last very long, man. That's built with shoddy materials.
It's going to start dying before NRG even all get there. Just decaying, and they finish it off, and here you go, Flowers. They are indeed coming to end it. One inhibitor up. It's exposed. Dignitas. There's not a lot of extra time to choose the perfect moment, so you're just going to have to force.
Buy your elixirs now and get ready to stand your ground. It's a 3-inhib game for the next 90 seconds. NRG going in as eXyu's going down. Crescent sweep will allow him to survive, but only for a moment longer. NRG still with the pressure, still mostly full HP. Dhokla has to flash back over the wall as Rich and Dove trying to go in. Rich barely getting away as Dove wants to try to body block for him, but Dignitas are so outclassed by the gold lead. Accelerated shock blast doesn't find Dove there. A little bit more healing coming out from the Dignitas squad. NRG did get chunked on a few different players, so they're trying to play careful enough to still lock this out here. Palafox If he can get the recall, he can teleport back in, rejoin the team, but he's not even going for that eXyu. Already so low once again. The damage is huge. Contractz goes in for the Magnet Storm, but a nice disengage coming out from Dove. He'll die on the front line. That's the Fed player. That should be the end of the game. Tomo still trying to stand and fight, but Contractz goes in for the engage to keep him back. Nexus turrets both under half HP. Dhokla under pressure from eXyu, but he will not die just yet. He reinforces with a shield. Dhokla drops. Tomo grabbing the kill on that one, but he'll be traded back as Contractz ready to lock down everybody. Huhi into the back line. Only 2 members left alive on Dig. Nexus turrets fall. Dignitas runs, and NRG is gonna get their mark. They'll end the week on a win.
NRG right back to their winning ways. Dropping the first game to Cloud9 with all the hype around that and adding JoJo. They move on though. Day number 2, get right back up on the saddle. Palafox 8-0 on the Corki. Legendary, fully stacked bounty. The poke damage from him and Dhokla, because top lane was the real battleground for the entire game, really left its mark.
The damage from Palafox, the engages from Contractz. The violence may have been in the top lane, but the carries were both playing mid on either side in this one. Honestly, some really impressive moves.